Hi everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'm making a handmade notebook with the most basic tools you can imagine. I follow a really helpful tutorial from this channel called for Kids Book Art. So make sure to check out their channels too. So here's what I'm working with. Honestly, this is the bare minimum setup, or maybe even below minimum. I've got a scissor, a comb because I don't own a bone folder yet, a birthday candle for waxing my thread, 30 centimeters ruler, sewing needle, polyester thread, a paper clip, a DIY awl, a cutter, 10 sheets of A4 printer paper, and some scrap cardstock, and this random board I found around the house because I don't have a cutting mat yet, so gotta work with what I have, right? Okay, let's get started. First, I'm folding the paper and crease it to use as a cutting guide, and then cut the rest of the paper. I'm trimming the guide paper in half to make the last pages. And I'll cut the cardstock to size for the cover. Unfortunately, the cardstock isn't big enough, so I'll need to trim the paper a bit more later. Now let's start the sewing process. First, fold everything neatly for the pages and the cover. I learned this folding technique from the same tutorial I mentioned earlier. I'm using paper clips to make everything in place so the pages doesn't move when I poke the hole for stitching. Let's mark the hole first, then use my DIY awl to punch through. I kinda wiggle it to widen the hole for the thread. Okay, let's time to sew. I'm waxing the thread using a birthday candle. It helps the thread guide through easier, or at least it's supposed to. Some holes are still super tight and tricky to sew. If you have any tips maybe to fix this problem, please leave a comment down below. I've made a few notebooks before and I always get stuck at this part. Alright, let's stitch. Let's tie off the threads, trim the excess, and sewing part is done. Now it's time to trim the notebook edges so it looks cleaner. For a finishing touch, I'm trimming the corner to make them kind of round. I want to make it round, but it's not even close. But this is my final result. I don't know where this journey will lead me, but this is how it starts. In the future videos, I'll try to improve, maybe invest in some proper tools and learn from my mistake. If you have any feedback, suggestion, or tips for my next project, please drop them in the comments. I love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching my first video. I really appreciate it. Maybe if you want to, you can subscribe and see how this notebook making journey might go. That would be awesome. And see you in the next one. Bye.